Hi, Joe here. Welcome to Mighty Puddles Farm. As you can see, it's been a very wet patch of weather we've just had. But this week, the weather's changed to be sunny and I've noticed my calendula are still flowering. Now it's time to crack on with some jobs. I have bought myself a whole bunch of bulbs, tulip bulbs, as you can see. Time to plant these in some temporary raised beds, and this is how I create them. I get an old builder's bag and cut the bottom out so that I have the makings of the side walls of my raised bed. I use tree stakes, but any old bit of wood you have laying around will do, as long as it will bang into the ground. I'm taking a little bit of time to make sure that I'm at the edge of where I want a bed to be. Now this handy dandy tool is called a post knocker, and it makes banging posts in so much easier. If only you had one of these, Jenny, when you put in your asparagus posts. Once I've 2 posts in, I slot the bag over the top. This allows me to put the 2 posts in inside the bag, and that way I can make sure that the bag is nice and tight so that the compost doesn't spill over the sides and make a mess. So I position 1 post and give it a good bang to keep it still. There it goes. And then that allows me to position the other post to make sure that the bag is going to be held really tightly. Here I'm just adjusting because that post was a bit shorter than the bag and I didn't want it to pull tight and then not be able to pull it over the top of the post. And then once I have done that, I just fold down the bag so that it makes the height of the bed that I want it to be. Once that's all complete and I'm happy, I lay cardboard and water it in the bottom. And then I start planting my bulbs. Now these I've arranged. These bulbs are due to flower in March, April. The next batch are due to flower in April. The next flowers flower in April, May, and the last batch of flowers flower in May. There we go. I'm going to plant them in the order they flower so that as they complete I can empty the beds and put dahlia in and clear them. Now these I also bought, but these flower in June, and so they will go somewhere else on the farm. First step is to layer a small amount of compost on top of the cardboard to set the bulbs on top. These are all the March-April flowering bulbs. Now these are spaced at 10 centimetres. You can really pack in a lot of tulips into a small space. And I know they look really tight, but there is probably a little bit more than 10 centimetres between them. And they will be very happy with that. Now the reason I'm using raised beds is because my soil is heavy clay and I really don't want them to rot before they have given me some lovely flowers. Now I hand layer the first layer of compost on, because if I throw it on with a spade I might disrupt where they are, turn them upside down and they won't grow as well. Once I've done that and they're all settled in, I can fill up so that they are at least 10 centimetres under the compost. And then the very last thing to do, once I've done that, is to cover them with leaves to keep them toasty and warm if there is a really hard frost. There are the 3 beds I completed on that day. The other thing that I have growing at the moment are the sweet peas in my shed, and at home on my balcony I have a range of winter-sown seeds. The list will be on the screen. These will grow on nicely until the spring when I put them into plugs or straight into the ground. I hope you've enjoyed seeing how the flower farm is getting on at the moment and the progress I'm making. Please hit the like and subscribe button, share with friends and family, and I'll see you next time. Take care, bye!